Alright, good afternoon, my beautiful black men and women, kings and queens. We are back with another episode of Black Wi-Fi. I am Uncle Chad here with the wise nephew Shaq.
Yo.
We are here for our fourth episode with our fourth topic. Last time we had the lovely Jada Jeffrey here to give us an insight into what women want. Now we are here to discuss what we as men want. Y'all women may not like this, but y'all best believe y'all gonna hear everything we gotta say. This is gonna be funny, but this is also gonna be truth. And I'm gonna let Shaq do a lot of talking on this. But I'm just gonna look at y'all, me personally. I'm gonna sit there. Y'all gonna be mad at me because y'all gonna be like, make him say something else. Nope. So the first one we got for men is the red flags that first we're gonna do the red flags the things that we feel are red flags for women, like when dealing with a woman or looking for a woman, and then we're gonna talk about red flags that we see in ourselves or like in our own people, because we gotta look at ourselves sometimes and check ourselves. But the first, we gonna start on the first, the red flag, the things that we feel are red flags in dealing with a woman or looking for a woman.
Want me to start?
Oh, for sure. I told you talking, my boy.
Alright, look. I guess when it comes to red flags, first and foremost, you have to be able to decipher which, because everybody has flaws. You have to be able to decide what flaws you can accept and what you can't accept. So it's like weighing the pros and cons list. And if there's some things you feel like you can get over, then you deal with those things for the greater good of what you want. What you want and they have those qualities, if it overrides, because trying to search for that perfect person with no red flag, with no imperfections, you'll either never find it, or if you do find that perfect person, you'll probably realize that you aren't as secure as you thought you were, and he's way more secure than you, and so you'll end up losing him off that insecurity because you see him as being better than you. Yeah. When in actuality, you were just judging more than you were judging yourself. And you're not supposed to judge you. But if I had to go personally off red flags, me personally, it's gonna be drinking, smoking, partying.
Oh, come on, bro. We 20, 21, whatever.
Those things is off the bat. That's just because I have the same expectations other people that I have for myself. So if I don't do those things, then I would expect that my partner would do those things, because realistically, if they party and I'm just more of a chill person, then I don't feel like we're gonna really have much in common.
That's right.
And so, premarital sex, that's a no deal for me. That's just that's a red flag. But if somebody's willing to go that mile and be serious about, because I'm not saying that you gotta wait till you marry me to have sex, but as long as you're in this relationship with me, that's what we're not gonna be doing. And I feel like that can cause a lot of problems for some people because that's what they need. And so I just say it's a red flag because I'm not gonna waste either one of our time. Like, if you want that at some point in this relationship, it's just not gonna happen. And so, red flags would be, definitely inconsistency. If someone's not consistent, if they're not texting you back, they're not responding to you, they're not giving you the same energy when you're engaging in conversations. I feel like another red flag would be just flakiness. Like, inconsistency goes with flakiness. But if we make plans and you don't follow through, or if we make plans and you're late, I feel like you don't value my time as much as I do. And I just feel like that's just a red flag to me.
And women be thinking that we don't be catching that. We definitely do. Like, women will say all the time, man, dudes be flaking on, he only want one thing, whatever. Y'all be thinking that men only want one thing from y'all, but when we actually be trying to mess with y'all and y'all be flaking or y'all be inconsistent, we don't say nothing.
Oh, we take tally though.
But we definitely be having a whole tally mark in our hand. We have a mental tally marker when y'all being inconsistent with us. That's crazy. That's all you gonna hear say. Dang, that's crazy. Shorty tweaking. Or if you flaking on it every time he trying, you feel me, put something together, or he might wanna hang with you or whatever. I ain't talking about that whole linking on the first date type stuff, whatever. I'm not doing that. But I'm talking about like he be trying to see you and stuff like that, and he just wanna vibe with you and chill, and you always flicking on this man, or you always trying to play him or whatever. He taking notes of that, I promise you.
Like, don't make plans a week in advance and then the day of you go and cancel, and then when he get mad, you be like, oh, but I let you know. If we make plans 7 days in advance, give him at least a 2-day heads up.
Exactly.
Don't wait until it's an hour before when
it better be a dire emergency.
Because you think of it as it's selfish for someone to get mad, but think about, for me, for instance, if I make plans with Chad, I say we're gonna go bowling. I reserve that into my schedule. I'm planning that into my life, and so I move things around to make that happen because I agreed to do that. And so when he follows through and he doesn't, like when it falls through and he doesn't follow through with the plan, then that was like he wasted my time because I made plans for that. It's like the same thing. If your job, they told you that you was going to work Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And so they end up sending you home early 2 of those days, and the third day they said they don't need you to come in. You was anticipating being able to pay your phone bill this month.
Exactly. Now you can't pay.
Now you can't pay. They're like, I'll let you know.
It causes a ripple effect in just about everything. Like he said, with stuff like that, as well as in relationships, and just dealing with people on a day-to-day basis. If a dude trying to get with you, or he trying to I ain't gonna say get with you because people take that the wrong way. But if dude trying to vibe with you, be with you, stuff like that, and he actually giving the effort, and you dodging him or you ducking him, you playing him, you doing all this, and he gonna eventually feel like you playing with him and playing with his time. And the most valuable thing to a dude outside of his peace is his time. So you start playing with dude time, then you gonna feel like you disrespecting him. We not going for that. That's when he gonna either flash on you, or he just gonna ghost you, and then you gonna be. That's when we talking about, oh, he ain't this, he ain't that, or whatever. Or he ghosts you, and you be wondering what happened, and then a couple weeks later, a couple months later, you see him, he either popped out with somebody else, or you see him with another girl or something like that. You gonna be like, he ain't this and he ain't that. No, that's because you acted a certain way. So he went on about his life and he found somebody who was actually worth the effort. Dudes keep score that more than women. I think more than women realize. Women just think that men just got a one-track mind. We really don't.
And sometimes they can seemingly ghost you when in actuality you were just never initiating. And so, as a man,
take a hint.
It is a man's job to pursue a woman. We can agree on that. It's a man's job to pursue a woman. He's going to initiate. He's going to express his interest. He's going to compliment her. He's going to take her on dates. He's going to hold the door open. He's going to pay for the dates. He's going to do those things. But if he feels like that energy is not being reciprocated, he's going to take that energy. He's going to go put it somewhere else because at this point he's wasting his time and his energy. So it's like, if I'm pursuing you, but it seems like I'm the only one interested in this, I'm the only one pursuing, at least you don't gotta, as a woman, you might not even have to pay for a date, but at least initiating hey, I would want to go here. Do you want to go here with me? Just making plans with him. It just makes it seem like he's trying to fit you into his schedule more than you're trying to fit him.
Make sure that you want to see me just as much I want to see you. You want to be around me just as much as I want to be around you. It don't, honestly, the whole, we can get into the money thing later and all that stuff, but just making sure that I can understand that, okay, I like her, I want to be with her, I want to vibe with her, I like being around her. She likes being around me, she likes to vibe with me, same thing is being reciprocated. If that's not what's going on, dude's gonna that's a red flag, because dude's gonna look and be like, okay, now I'm just playing my time with her. Now, I will say that, at that point, that's when some dudes be like, okay, well, I'm just finna, which is wrong, but be like, I'm finna get sex and I'm gonna leave. He should just cut you off right then and there. But that's where that stems from. Steve Harvey said, shout out to Steve Harvey, he said, men are hunters, which is true, 100%. We are natural born hunters. We are the naturally aggressive, whatever you want to call it, not aggressive meaning like that, but just going for what we want. So if dude is not showing you that he wants to be with you, you feel me, y'all feel like he the one being inconsistent, stuff like that on the flip side, he not doing what he's supposed to be doing, I promise you, you're not the one. I promise you, you're not the one. It's that simple. I can't say it no better, worse, but however, if he not showing you that, he's going to show you whether you're the one or not. If you're not the one, he's going to prove to you that you're not the one, because he's not going to act like you're the one. That is simple as that. The dude gonna always act right for the girl that he wants. Everybody knows this. If he don't want you, you're not the one. Y'all be trying to either make yourself the one or be trying to change his mind. That is a grown man. The only person that can change his mind for real is him. Stop trying to change these dudes.
They don't
please stop doing that.
I feel like sometimes people don't recognize the power of just influence and effort. So it's like, you know, if you have two people recommended for, say, a job title, and they both have the same credentials, but you interview them, one person has more personality than the next person, you know, you might be more likely to hire them because of the friendly work environment. So it's like, if a girl, she's playing hard to get, you know, she's being dodgy, she's being flaky, she's being inconsistent, and he's always initiating to hang out with her, and there's another girl that he's talking to, and you might not feel as if she looks as good as you, or whatever the case may be. You might have these superficial things why you think that you're better than any other woman, but if she's actually, you know, asking him to hang out, she's actually suggesting that she wants to pay for dates, or, you know, she's trying to come over and do those types of things, she's trying to spend time with him, you might not be noticing what's going on in the background, but he's probably connecting with her more because that connection is actually reaching back out to him. It's not just him extending that olive branch all the time, like, oh, I have to initiate for her to hang out. You know, she hangs out with me, but that's when I initiate. But if there's a girl who's actually trying to see him, then he's probably gonna look more in that direction because she's actually trying to get his attention.
She's actually showing that she is appreciating him,
appreciating his time.
Exactly.
Like some girls, they try to
play around.
They just play around, and then they be surprised. They like, oh, you know, how he ended up with this girl when he was spending time with me. But it's like, yeah, he was also initiating all that time with you. You never initiated, so it's like it seems to him
man that you wanted to do.
That you wanted him. He showed that he wanted you, but where in that did you show that you wanted him?
That whole plan. I'm gonna say this right now. That right there, that whole playing hard to get is a red flag for me. That playing hard to get message. No, I'm not doing that because, like I said, we are hunters. Yes. The difference is, well, we're hunting. Y'all are the. I'm not trying to objectify women or anything, but y'all are the thing that we are hunting. But women want to are the difference between real hunters is what they're hunting does not want to be caught. Like a hunter is trying to hunt an animal. An animal obviously doesn't want to be caught. Women want to be caught. So why are you playing hard to get? I understand that you're trying to feel him out, but that whole playing hard to get, dodging him, you feel me, playing mind games and all that. Dude is gonna be like, he gonna get tired of that. He gonna be like, okay, I'm not finna chase you. Like, straight up. Me personally, like, I'm going to go after you, but if you show me that you're playing hard to get and you want to play all these games and stuff like that, I'm not going to chase you. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to find something better for myself. Because obviously that is not what was for me. I am worthy of it. So I'm going to get it. So if you're playing hard to get, then that obviously you're not what it's for me. So I'm going to go find what it's for me. That whole playing hard to get thing is a complete red flag.
Yeah, that's a red flag. And also I feel like jealousy is a red flag. Like, of course, it's normal to have natural jealousy, but if it's to the point where you feel like, you know, oh, he can't have no girlfriend, he can't have no friends outside of me, then he not the man for me because he's being friendly. Like, there's a difference between having friends and being friendly. If he's not flirting with these girls and he's just literally truly friends with them, then you shouldn't have a problem with that. And I feel like that comes from your own insecurity. And I feel like sometimes some women try to say that, you know, they're like, oh, you know, I trust my man, but I don't trust these women. If you really trusted him how you say you do, then you wouldn't even be worried about what they're doing. You have to worry about the women because it's like, if you don't like mushrooms, no matter how many times I offer them to you, you're not going to take them. And so that's how you should have that same idea when it comes to trust with your man. If your man, no matter how many times another girl tries to get at him, if he's loyal to you, he's not going for that. He's not, it doesn't matter what the other girl's doing. She could be dancing all in the club, all over. If he's just staying true to himself and he's loyal to you, and that's what you know your man to be, I feel like people use that as like a scapegoat to say, oh, I trust him, but I don't trust the girls. That's why I'm overly jealous and I'm over here trying to smash his windows out of his car. And
that right there is.
I'm pulling up on you. I hacked his phone.
Because at that point, that's not even jealousy. That's just insecurity
and craziness.
That's just insecurity. Insecurity in a bizarre mind is a dangerous combo. I'll say this. I did this on my weekly wisdom. I want to say this past weekend. Rule 69. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm not gonna tell y'all the whole rule, but that's not happening. But Rule 69 is simple. As a man, I'm not going to trust a woman who hasn't a woman who is in a relationship. I am not going to trust her if she does not trust her own man, and vice versa. If I was a woman and there's a man who has a girl, I'm not going to trust him if he does not trust his girl. Why? Because why don't you trust your significant other or the person you're talking to, the person you're dating, whatever? You don't trust that person. That either means that you don't care what they do, honestly, because you don't really care about their significant other, or you know that they're doing something, they're cheating, whatever, but you're still sticking with them for whatever reason. Like, that people try and make excuses for cheating, I'm not making it up. I don't care. I'm not going for none of that. So as a man, if I have a friend who is a girl and she has a dude, but she like makes it explicit that she does not trust him at all, I'm questioning her. Because if you don't trust him, why are you with him? That whole lack of trust is a red flag for me as well. Because you don't know that's crazy.
Because it's like when it comes to trust, for me, when I meet someone, I have neutral trust. So it's like until you break it, you don't. It's not that you fully trust them. Like, you know, I would trust you with my life, but it's also like I don't trust you. Like, I wouldn't close my eyes I wouldn't blink longer than a second around you.
Yeah.
Like, there's neutral trust, and so in a relationship, you know, when you're building with someone, that it's not to say it's at 0%. It's just neutral. So that person should be gaining more and more trust points like every day. They're not saying like, oh, you know, they're gaining trust because they're jumping in front of bullets for you, but just trust as in they showing up on time when they make plans. They're texting you consistently. They're not flaky. You know, they're being there for you. You know, a man, he pays for dates, or, you know, he compliments you. Those types of things. Like, it's certain things that just gets trust, but, you know, it's not necessarily actions. You know, people do actions, but there's also just someone being there, being present, showing up. It's like, you know,
it's
somebody your
milestone trust that goes along with it.
It's not. It's, you know, sometimes when it comes to classes or even like, you know, professors, you can show up to class every day, and sometimes you don't have to be doing the best in the class, but the professor will pass you because he trusts that you were actually putting forth effort, that you were being there every day. You were actually trying. You might just not even grasping the concepts.
You might really need it.
You might really needed that. But if you're failing in the class, but you're not showing up at all, no days, you never go, he can't really work with you because he's like, you never even tried. And so I feel like when it comes to trust, if you don't trust your man or you don't trust your woman, then I feel like that is questionable, because what have they done that has devalued your trust to the point where you feel like you don't trust them? And so now it's like, why are you with them if they've been breaking your trust? When, like, because what have they been doing? Like you said, are they cheating on you? Are they lying to you? Are you doing these things? Because then that makes me question what value do you have to yourself for the people that you allow around you that you just don't trust.
And when we saying red flags, I want to be clear with this. When we saying red flags, yes, we're talking about red flags like when we're looking for a woman, but we're also talking about red flags for women in general. Because like I said, like my Rule 69 goes for like a girl that happens to be my friend. I'm not trying to go after her, but she is a red flag to me as a person, because like I said, why don't you trust your man? That's a red flag as a person, not necessarily just for somebody who I'm trying to go after. Because obviously, me being me personally, I'm not going for a girl who I know has a man. I'm not that dude. I'm some of these dudes, I'm not gonna lie, some of these dudes be out here like, oh, I can take you from him, or I can do better. No, you have a man, okay, you have a good one.
Good
like, yeah, like it's no, oh, you can't have friends, nah, and no girls coming to me be like, if I got a girl, be like, oh, your girl don't let you have friends? First of all, what you mean let? Like, if I have friends, I have friends. But you obviously are not trying to be just a friend. You're obviously trying to get in that zone until you can weasel your way in. No, we're not doing that. You have a good day. I want to switch it over to red flags that we see in ourselves, or we see in like as black men in the black man population that we feel need to be checked.
I know.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think the first red flag will also, in turn, it applies to women, it applies to men. So now we're talking about men. If a man is inconsistent, like, as men, sometimes they can be inconsistent. You introduce a woman to this vibe, or you introduce this energy, this level of consistency to like where you talking to her every day, texting her, you taking her on dates, and this is faithful, like this is routine. And then, once you get her, you stop doing those things. And then you wonder why she's not happy, or she's talking to other guys, or just not doing what you expected her to do. Like how we were talking about, certain people have, say you got jobs and relationships, like, you have this role to fulfill for this person, they will fulfill that role. But if you stop doing your job, you can't be mad when they start doing less. Because it's like, at that point, y'all are growing apart. And so I feel like if you're being inconsistent with somebody, that's just a red flag. I would say, I've noticed that a lot of men, when it comes to relationships, they don't approach it seriously. So they don't do the right preparation to the point where it's like they go from being in the streets, talking to this girl, and then all of a sudden they want to be in a relationship with this girl. And then when they get in that relationship, they run into a series of problems and complications, and they wonder why they're not happy or fulfilled, or why they feel like she's not this and not that. Is because you have all these high expectations of her because of all these girls you've been serially messing around with, serial dating, serially having sex with, doing all those things. And so it's like, you wonder why you're not fulfilled in a relationship and why you're always looking for better. It's because you never detox from those toxic things that you were involving yourself in. And so that's why I always tell people, if you want to pursue a honest, true, long-lasting relationship, you need to take time to yourself, get comfortable in being single, your single season, get comfortable in that. And then God can send you someone that can complement you, because now you know that you're not dependent on someone. And so I know, some people, they might have a fear of being alone, a fear of being single, a fear of missing out. They have those types of things, and it's like, that's why they're clinging on to all these different women, all these different things, because they want to just stay hip. But then they're also on the back burner saying, I want a good girl, I want this. But how you want something that you're not?
That's facts. Because you still gotta, like everybody say, I'm in the streets. You want to be in the house, in a relationship. You want to be in the house, but you still got a street mindset. That house and street, it ain't gonna work.
I'm gonna stop doing that. When I get a girl, if I get a girl
once I get a girl, I'm gonna start going out. How is she? So when you get that girl, she gonna hold you hostage in the house. And I'm saying, men gonna change. Like I said, the men change for the woman they want. But you can't just change your actions immediately. First, you have to change your mindset. If you get a girl and you go into a relationship off the dump, and you still talking about, like right after you was like, if I get a girl, I'm staying in the house, and if I get a girl, I'm doing all this. You still have a street mindset, because you still have been in the, you was like, until I get a girl, I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing. So now that you got a girl, you don't know how to compose yourself in that situation, because you've been in the street for so long. You've been, been that man, that dude, whatever, for so long, and you never actually stopped and thought, okay, in order for me to get a girl and be able to not get a girl, because that's the problem. It'd be too much, I gotta get a girl. How are you gonna keep her? And you so busy trying to get her, you don't know how to keep her. That right there.
Right off that point, it's like if you're trying to keep her, then it's like, when people always talk about, what benefit does a man have in marrying a woman? You should be asking yourself, what benefit does the woman have in marrying you? And so I feel like a lot of men, or some men, I'm not gonna say a lot of men because there are good men, but there's men out here who have problems paying for dates. They don't even pay for the first date, let alone any of the other dates. And then they wonder why a woman doesn't want to take them serious, or that they're not marriable, because a woman is looking, just how you're looking for a woman to cook, clean, to have sex with you, those types of things, she's looking for a man who can provide. So if you have a problem with paying for a $50 date, a $20 date, a $100 date, then what makes you think that she's gonna trust you to pay a $300 car note, a $150 insurance, to pay the bills, to take care of her, to do all these things?
To be honest with you, if you can't pay for a $100 date, that ain't the girl for you. I hate to put you in a box, but stay in your lane. If you can't pay $100, you might want to stay with the $20 date, my boy, because if you know you at a $20 date type deal situation, do not try and be out here trying to show off and say, I'm gonna take you on a $100 date, a $200 date, when you know that's not how you live and you know that's not how you is. Do not be out here trying, like, we naturally trying to impress women because we want the woman, but dog, be real with you. If you know that's not where you at, and you know that's what the girl is expecting. If she is $100 type date girl, and you know you're not up there, do not try and get up there because
what are you doing? Because like it be them dudes that be trying to
she
go
gonna
after
expect
girls
it from you every time.
You gonna be trying to go after those girls, and you be like, oh, I'm gonna have your kids. You gonna have my kids one day. You gonna do this. You know how much it costs to deliver a baby?
And
you talking about at least about $50,000, and you got a problem with $50. Like,
exactly.
What makes you think she wants to have your kid?
Then plus the next 18 years.
The next 18 years, and the kids, stuff ain't the clothes cost money, the food costs money, the transportation to school, everything costs money. And so at the very beginning, the root of it, the foundation, you have a problem with paying for a $50 date. Then what proves to her that you are husband material? What would make her want to keep you instead of going out and going with a dude who don't even mind paying $1,000 a day or going on paying for a vacation or something like that? Because people always talk about, it's like, oh, people are supposed to know their worth when it comes to relationships and approaching relationships. And so, if you're not willing to provide that financial security for her, then it's like, y'all might as well be friends.
And I will say, like, we've been up here talking about money for a little bit. I will say men are not just a check. Men are not just, we are not only our money. Our money does not define us. That's true. What I'm saying is, as a man, it is a red flag for me I'm only in a $50 date situation. That's what I can do. That's my max. That's my limit. I should not, as a man, be trying to showboat out here and be like, oh man, I'm gonna take you to Roof Chris. You feel me? Yeah, we finna get a bottle. We finna Flemings. We finna $200. No, that's a red flag as a man for me, looking at myself. Because why am I throwing myself in that water knowing I can't swim in that water?
Selling dreams. You be like, oh, if a girl expects me to pay for a $200 date, then she's not the one for me. Okay.
Not only am I lying for her, I'm lying to her, I'm lying to myself. Because I'm telling myself, you got it. You up there. Stop, bro. I know I'm not in there. I can get there one day, but right now, I know based on my circumstances right now and how I'm living right now, that's not me. So why am I not only telling myself that, but telling her that?
And it's okay. You're not less than
it's okay.
As a man, but
why are you lying?
Be honest with yourself. Be honest with the woman to tell her, hey, I don't got it like that. And so
exactly.
If you are expecting me to pay for $100 days, $150 days, then I might not be that guy for me. So she can be honest with you and say, hey, either I like men who can provide that, or she can say, hey, that's not what matters to me. I like you for you. I like your personality. I'm okay with us just sitting at home and watching TV on the weekends or something like that. She into sports. I'm okay with us going to the gym together, doing those types of things. So if she's okay with that, then y'all can do that. But don't be playing this role like, that post.
Big ball.
That postman's talking about, I sat at the dinner table and talked to her till midnight so my direct deposit can hit.
Oh, dog, you doing it? If you went out at 8 o'clock, if y'all went to dinner at 8 o'clock and you waited until midnight for your direct deposit to hit, my boy, look at my face, bro. Leave. Just let it go.
Say you got it like that. Now you eat sandwiches for the next 2 weeks.
Exactly.
You didn't hurt yourself on payday.
You eating tuna, bro, out the can.
Out the can. You ain't even making tuna.
Come on, son.
Put no mayo in the bowl.
That's what I was saying.
A little bit of egg in there.
Lying is most definitely a red. And like I said, we have to check ourselves. I have definitely seen from a male standpoint, looking at the males talking to women, a lot of lying is going on that needs to stop.
And you can even have the money. You can have, say, $500. So technically, you could afford to pay for the day. But are you willing, or is it in your budget?
Then tell them you're not paying.
So say you got $500, but you owe $451 in bills in the next couple days. You can't afford that $50 day. He's like, oh, I could just save $1 or $2 here. I can do this. Just so that you can try to impress a girl, because some guys, they take girls on dates. They pay for expensive dates for the fact that they're trying to manipulate the girl into doing something. They're like, oh, you know, I don't mind paying $300 days, $400 days. It's like an Indian. It's like an Indian giver.
That's all. That's your whole check, $400.
They doing it to get something in return, and so that's why when the girl don't want to have sex with them, now they're getting upset with her. They're getting angry. They're getting aggressive, all because they weren't honest with themselves. So now they felt like they lost something. Now they got to gain something back because all at the root they weren't being honest.
Yeah. So I want to shift it. We're gonna go into what exactly do we. So we talked about the red flags, basically what we don't want. So what are the things that we look for typically when dealing with a woman? It could be appearances. It could be, heart. It could be whatever. Like, just when you're dealing with a woman, what's the first couple things that you look for?
Okay, so the first thing, she gotta be black. This is across the board.
It's only black queens around here. I'll be honest with you.
All the other races for the rest. I'm talking about light skin, brown skin, dark skin. It don't matter.
I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate in the black spectrum. You know what I'm saying?
So people say like, oh, I don't have a type. Just as long as they're black.
Like, you like dark skin, brown? I don't care. As long as she has melanin in her skin, we're going to win.
The next thing I'm looking for is if she's got a relationship with God. That is the foundation, because you got to keep God in the center of your relationships, and so you got to have that firm foundation in His Word and His promises, those things. I'm looking for, her consistency. Like, if she's going, before I even hang out with someone, I gotta talk to someone for at least a while. We gotta text for a while. Like, I'm not one of the dudes that's like, I DM you.
Yeah, gotta interact with each other.
If you linking tonight, like, no, I gotta feel you out. I'm the type of dude. You probably don't get my number until after a while. We gotta chat a little bit. I gotta see who you is. I'm stranger danger a little bit. So she's consistent in texting and communication. Like, you don't gotta text me back all the time, but just be like, hey,
she's putting forth the effort, showing that she.
I gotta do something all day. We can talk tomorrow or something like that. Like, just say that versus me hearing from you tomorrow, and then now I'm just thinking like I had to cut my losses, but in actuality, you probably had something to do, and so I can be understanding of that, but just communicate. That mutual effort that we talked about, if I'm putting forth this energy, I would expect that you put forth some energy in return. That's just kind of what I need. How someone respects themselves, how they view their friends, how they view their friendships, how they view their family. That's very important. You got to be very family oriented. I want to see, how you interact with your family, your friends, and how you treat them, because how are you going to treat me? And so those people, you can't say, oh, I'm not going to treat you like that. I want to see who you are as a person. I don't want you to just treat me this type of way. I want you to be that type of person to all humans. I want you to be just a kind person in general, which goes into why I just can't stand rude people. People are rude to people for no reason. I don't care really what the reason is. Like, just be respectful to people, because you never know what people are going through, nothing like that. And things go way deeper than the surface. And so, of course, someone who doesn't value, I want you to value who someone is as a person more than outward appearance. And so, if you're always looking for somebody better, physically wise, we are in a generation where everything's on social media. Our phones our lives are surrounded around our phones. So you scroll on TikTok right now, you probably see 10 men and women you want to marry.
TikTok is wilding right now.
You will go through 7 different heartbreaks in 30 seconds swiping on your phone.
No, every time I open up TikTok, bro, I just be having like, I don't know.
And so relationships aren't always about. It isn't always about how you feel, because love isn't a feeling. It's more actions.
The initial thing is a feeling, but love is ultimately a choice.
It's a choice. And so choices come with commitments. You make a choice, you choose something, and then you commit to it. And so once you choose someone and you commit to them, that's what you want to do. So, I committed to school. I enrolled in school at LSU, Louisiana State University. Do I want to go to class every day?
No.
Maybe not. Do I want to do my homework every day? Maybe not. Am I feeling to do this test tomorrow? No. But did I commit to doing this? Am I going to see it through? Yes. You need to put forth that same energy towards everything in your life. If you're going to say, if I'm going to do this, this is what I'm going to do. You can't say, oh, more power. I know college isn't for everybody, but don't just get into college. And I know like some people, they don't do good on like one quiz or one exam. And then they don't go just like, go study harder or take the class again. they'll go change entire majors over one exam, and it's like that just shows like what level of commitment you have to things, like how easily you give up. And so, you might want to look at who you're dating or who you are as a person or what you really want if you're giving up at the first obstacle. So if I see, college is a big goal, that's a big dream for everybody. That's like one of people's top priorities is graduating college. And so if I see you giving up at the first steps, like the first sign of hardship, then that's going to be like, okay, why would I want that in a relationship? So it would be a green flag for me to see a girl, like if she doesn't do good on an exam or something, she still keeps a positive mindset, like, I accept that I didn't study as hard as I should have. I'm going to do better next time. I'm going to study. I'm going to go to tutoring. I'm going to go to tutoring. She's going to figure it out. She's not going to say, I didn't do good on this exam. I'm thinking about dropping out of college or, just doing this, because that just shows you don't have an optimistic mindset. And I like optimism. That's what I look for in a relationship.
And a woman that's she understands that okay, she might have messed up. But she I like one who wants to improve. Everybody, and nobody's perfect, so we all always have something to improve on. I love a woman who is able to improve, who looks at herself. She's not downing herself, but she's real with herself and says, I need to improve this area, and not only says it, but actually puts forth the effort to improve it. Like you said, a girl does bad in an exam, for example, and instead of giving up, she actually like, okay, I'm finna figure this out. Not just hitting it the same way. She just continues to do the same thing, but she actually looks at it and be like, okay, I see where I messed up at, or I see where my fault is, or whatever. Let me work on that. People who want to work on themselves and are willing to work on themselves are so much better as people in general, because they're actually trying to get better each and every single day. I wanted to touch on what you had said about how you deal with your family members, because that is, like I said, I'm real family oriented as well. So, like, how you deal, just how like girls pay attention to how guys deal with their moms. I understand, obviously the dad is not always in the picture, but I look at how girls, like, their relationship with the people closest to them, generally their family. I look at how she is with her mom. If her dad is in the picture, how she is with her pops, because the pops usually sets the example for what the girl goes for as looking for a mate. How you deal with your siblings and stuff like that. If a girl is acting like the daughter off of Madea Big Happy Family, I don't want that. It's not gonna work, because like how she was always bitter and obviously because of something, but how she was always bitter and stuff like that, and always talking to her mom a certain kind of way and stuff like that. That's gonna turn off. That's a turn off for me. I'm not gonna want that in a girlfriend, a wife, and whatever, in a significant other. So me personally, like as a standard of a woman, first, obviously, like I said, you gotta be family oriented. But it's also about how you deal with the people that you say that you love. You're not gonna generally act like that towards people that you really, really love and care about, because that's your people. Like, I'm never gonna I'm never gonna act like that towards my little sister, my little brother, my mom, stuff like that, because they're all I have. Like, if God, I don't even want to say it, but like, if something happened to my mom or my little brother or whatever, God forbid, like, I would lose it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna act like that towards those people, because I have genuine love for them. And if as a woman, if you're acting like that towards your family, and I want to eventually start a family with you, I'm not gonna do that, because I see how you're acting with your family right now. You could potentially act like that not only towards me, but if we were to have children, you might act like that towards my kids, and I'm definitely not going for that. Yeah. So that's another, like, that's a standard I have to have. I have to see how you act with the people that you say you love. Another standard I would say is I am gonna go to the appearances for a second, just because like when we obviously physical attraction is like the first thing that we have to look at, because you obviously have to be physically attracted to a girl before you can do it. You're not gonna go up to a girl. You're not gonna try and date a girl or marry a girl, or marry a woman, sorry, that you're not physically attracted to. So if I see a woman, the first thing I'm gonna look at is your smile. I'm dead serious. Everybody be like, no, you look at her, they be like, you can look at a girl's ass, you look at a girl's, you feel me, hug just her whole face or whatever. I'm looking at your smile. If you never smile, I don't want you. I'm sorry. But like a pretty smile, you're gonna catch me. Like at least you're gonna catch me in that split second. Now, how you act or what you say, what comes out of your mouth, or how you act after that is gonna determine whether I decide to talk to you or not. But like a pretty smile is gonna catch me immediately. I don't know. It's just like people be thinking that not smiling is a thing now. I don't understand.
All right, what type of smile? Like, because what if they smile a lot, but what if like some people are like super critical about someone's teeth?
I'm not critical of, like, obviously some people's teeth are prettier than others. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But like, if you like to smile, that generally tells me, for the most part, like you're not a downing person. Like people who always try and confine themselves or always try to act tough, or always try to be bougie or whatever. They're the ones who generally don't smile a lot. They try to hide their smile. I don't like that. If I see you and you're either always smiling or you like to smile, I'm generally gonna be. I'm probably a better chance I'm gonna be around you and want to talk to you, because I see that you're happy, or you're choosing to be happy despite whatever's going on. You're a generally happier person. Now, you just either with pretty teeth, you either got it or you don't. I'm sorry. Like that's some of the, when it comes to physical attraction, some things, you just either got it or you don't. Like women say,
I don't want to have no wash.
You feel me? Like some women say they want, you feel me? Some women say they want a dude that's over 6 feet. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do to be 6 foot or not be 6 foot. I am 5'9", maybe 5'10"-ish. It is what it is. If you say you're not dating a man that's not over 6 feet, I'm sorry. I can't do anything about that. I either got it or I don't, and I don't. So, like I said, you either got pretty teeth or you don't. Or at least in my eyes, everybody has different standards or whatever. But like, if your teeth are not pretty to me, I'm sorry. 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to talk to you. Like, we all have those certain things. Like I said, she has to be black. I prefer pretty teeth. You know what I'm saying? It's just some stuff like that. I like a woman who is not afraid of eye contact. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me liking to stare from time to time. Don't call me weird.
From time to time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't call me weird. But like, if I'm talking to a girl, like generally, especially as men, we're taught, like when somebody's talking to you, you look them and you're like when you're meeting someone, your dad always tell you, look him in the eye, shake your hand, stuff like that. I just always like to look at people in their eyes, especially if you're talking to me. Like I hate girls who she trying to talk to me and I'm looking her in her eyes and she look at me and then start looking all the way around.
You
know what I'm saying? Yeah, she be like this and then be like, I'm still paying attention. I'm still keep talking. I'm like, no, look at me while I'm talking to you.
And they be like, we actually looked at each other. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like, why are you scared to look me in my eye? Well, like, do I make you nervous or something like that? Like, am I giving off vibes? Like, let me know. I like to look girls and women in their eyes. It's just like, it's certain standards, like whether it's appearance, or physical appearances, or in the art, stuff like that, that I just, it's a make or break deal type of thing.
Yeah.
I do want to go to answering specifically, like what men want. Like I know we have to go break it down into certain things. But like specifically, what I guess we're saying, what men not want from women, because that makes it seem like we're trying to take something from them, but like what we feel we need when dealing with a woman, or like we have a woman and like we feel like some certain things that we expect when dealing with a woman. I'll say one, peace. Like off top, I need peace. Like everybody needs peace, obviously, but like peace is a very big thing for me. Like I'll say generally for men, it's we just want. Sometimes we just want to chill. We want to do boring shit. I'm sorry. Like we have no problem like sitting at the house doing absolutely nothing. You might think we're not paying attention to you. We definitely are. We're just chilling. We want you around. Like, some men are very clingy, some men are not. But we always want you around, but just not constantly being in our ear and like, you know, always being like here. Like we obviously, like I said, we always want you with us, but like always being here and always being here 100% of the time, men don't want that.
But with that, as a man, you can't be like you have to be a peaceful man. You can't be argumentative, combative.
That whole argumentative.
You can't be like, oh, you start stuff, and then now when she starts stuff, she bad energy. She being on, she's on one right now. Like, if you start stuff, you know, do unto others what you want to do.
And that's when that's toxic.
That's toxic.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm trying to say.
She started stuff when you are argumentative yourself. So it's like, oh, I just want to go be my peace. At that point, you just want someone who's submissive and just shut up and just listen to you talk, and you could just dominate them and they never have to say. Like, if you want a peaceful person, if you want peace, you need to have peace within yourself. And so that's why you only can demand of others what you demand of yourself.
Facts. Peace, like I said, peace is like a real big thing that I feel like we don't necessarily explain enough, because women always be, you know, they always be on us about, you know, why you don't ever want to whatever. And we just, like, we don't explain, because we just be like, you tripping, like, I'm just chilling, you wilding. Like, I feel like that needs to be explained. Like, we just generally just want to be, sometimes we just want to chill. We don't want to do anything. And as a woman, I'm be honest, as a woman, if that's not the type of dude you want, you can go find a dude who always jumping and want to be in your face and want to be here and go find them. But for most men, we just like to chill. Yes, we're gonna go places and do stuff, whatever. But it's just like always hearing this, like 100% of the time, and like just always, you don't know, like we don't want to hear that.
No.
Like that turns us off. That makes us not want to be around you. And you have a problem if the dude that you're supposed to be in a relationship with or you're talking to, whatever, all of a sudden doesn't want to be around you. He has one foot out the door. Like,
what they do?
Yeah, like we're not gonna stay for that long. The last thing I wanted to say, or I wanted to touch on, was I'll say like the standard that we have going into a relationship, like the standards as men, or at least let me rephrase, the standards as men that we should have, because you and I have, well, we've talked about that plenty of times. Men do not have enough standards. We don't have as many standards as we should. Like, I want you to speak on the standards, how our standards should be raised. Because right now, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, for men, our standards are not that high.
Well, first things first, as a man, if, you know, when a man says, oh, if a girl lets me hit on the first night, then she's not the one for me, I wouldn't cover her. So what makes you comfortable if you let girls hit you on the first night? And you can't say, I'll get tired of that, oh, it's different men and women because the lock and key analogy, like, no. As a man, you need to be as less accessible as you want a woman to be. If you want a woman that, if you care about her body, you want her to have, if you only want a girl with 0 or 1 or 2, then that's what you need to have, 0, 1, or 2. Don't be out here saying, oh, I got 50 bodies, but if a girl got more than 3, I'm crying and throwing up, sliding down the wall. Like, men have these standards for women that they don't have for themselves, and then they wonder why people think that they're superficial. Like, you know, you should only demand of others what you want for yourself. Like, you should only, you gotta give what you want to receive. And so, if you're letting girls have sex with you on the first night, how much do you really value yourself? How much do you really value sex? And so, if you don't value it, why are you trying to put a price tag on her to say, oh, she only can spend this much before I treat her as if she's disposable? And so, you know, for men, we need to be more aware of, you know, what we tolerate. I feel like sometimes, or being more vocal. I feel like sometimes guys, you know, they let things happen. They're really passive in situations, and so, you know, they just say, "Oh, I want to keep peace." So they never going with the flow. I cannot stand that going with the flow.
We like to be chill and laid back, but at some point in time, they were going with the flow. Shit, gotta go out the door.
Cause think about that day that you finally do speak up. Now she's not even gonna really, cause like, where this come from?
She gonna like, you bugging,
like you ain't never said this was a problem. How is this a problem all of a sudden now? Like you talking about breaking up when you ain't never even said you had a problem with doing that. And so it's like thinking that you can tolerate things until it becomes too much, to where it's overbearing to the point where it's past forgiveness, where you feel like the person can't recover from this. I feel like everything can be a conversation. Everything can be recovered from as long as y'all talk about it in advance. If you know, you only got 100 pieces of pizza, 100 pieces of pizza, and you got 150 people, why are you gonna wait until 98 slices is gone to mention something? But if you would have mentioned it from the get-go, when the first slice was grabbed, y'all might be able to work something out. Y'all might have been able to split the pieces in half. Now you got 200 pieces. Y'all might be able to go get more pieces. Y'all might be able to do things. But if you don't bring up a problem until it's really a problem, then you're gonna run off the cliff. It's getting to the point of no return. Everybody hears about points of no return. You can get to a point of no return, but if you stop things, if you nip things in the bud right at the line, that goes into boundaries. Guys have to have boundaries. You know, you hear about women having boundaries, and some dudes get upset, but you know, if you have boundaries for yourself, you're more likely to respect a woman's boundaries because you know you respect yours. And so if you don't have any boundaries, you're not going to understand why she has boundaries, and so you're not going to be respectful of that.
I would say when you were saying the whole thing about dudes messing with multiple girls, J. Cole told y'all it's fun fucking them hoes until you realize that you is a hoe. Check yourself, my niggas. And I would say for the women that are watching, as a man, a standard that we should have and that we need to hold y'all more accountable for is being able to talk to y'all and tell y'all things without y'all coming back and trying to chew our head off. And women will be like, oh my God, I can't believe you said it. That definitely happens way more than y'all think it does. There are too many men out here, black men specifically, who we all know being in relationships, especially like in black relationships, a woman 9 out of 10 has no problem. If she has a problem in a relationship, she has no problem saying it. She's gonna say it. Men, we generally do not say it. Men need to start speaking up. Women, I need y'all to understand, y'all have to hear him instead of being ready to come back. Y'all be listening to men just so y'all can rebuttal instead of actually hearing what he's saying. Cause he, just like you give men constructive criticism, he wants to give you constructive. He might see some things that he doesn't like. And as men, we have a problem with letting that build up until, you know, it all boils over. But the reason behind that is because if we bring a lot of men are afraid if we bring it up at that specific time, oh, it's just gonna turn into a whole argument. You're not gonna actually want to hear it and be like, oh dang, I'm sorry, babe, I really do be doing that. I'm gonna fix that. Because as a woman, if you tell your man that you have a problem with something, you expect him to fix it. As a man, I should be able to come to my woman and say, I don't like this, or I feel like this needs to be adjusted or fixed or whatever. And be able to tell you that without getting my head chewed off.
I would, to that, I can actually speak to that. That's actual truth because the last person I talked to, like last year, when I was talking to them, you know, I would be vocal. I would tell them if I had a problem with something, I would address it. And so, you know, at first they were kind of reluctant to it. They were like, "This is why you," like kind of like, oh, you know, kind of almost like you tripping. But then it was like they were like, oh, they never had a problem with it. It was just the fact that they've never had a man tell them they did something wrong, and so they saw themselves as perfect because they never had a guy speak up. And I was like, you never had a guy tell you I was a problem? She's like, yeah, I do this, and I've done this in all my relationships. Like, all the guys I've talked to, I've done this, and not one guy has ever said he had a problem with it. And I was like,
and that's the problem.
I'm like, I mentioned that, like,
we don't speak up.
We
don't speak up, one, because we choose to, I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna let it boil over. It is what it is. We say it is what it is too much. As women, as men, we need our women to actually listen to us, and we be able to also be able to tell y'all things without you using it for ammo later. Because something that happened, an argument will start, and y'all will bring up anything that we told y'all in confidence. We told y'all that, like, we were venting to y'all, or like we had to get something off our chest. And too many times I've seen situations where the same thing that a man has told his woman is come back and she's threw it back in his face. That has to stop. Like, cause that's also what causes a man to keep his feelings locked up and just be like, okay, I'm not finna, and he not gonna talk to you, and then y'all gonna be wondering why men don't speak up. Because almost any time this man has spoken up, he's had the same things he's spoken about thrown right back in his face. Honestly, I need that to stop. Like, from black men to black women, I need that to quit.
Yeah, that's that kind of reminds me of like I've seen where people, they just, you know, go into that throwing stuff in people's face. It's like sometimes y'all start off as friends. So say, you know, you a guy, y'all a girl, you know, y'all start off as friends, you know, y'all get to know each other, that type of thing. And so it's like things that they would tell you as a friend. And then now that y'all in a relationship, you have these ideas of them to say like, oh, they're this type of person, or, you know, they're gonna do this because you're holding the stuff they told you as a friend against them. And as a friend, they trusted you with that information. And so I feel like if you went into the relationship with them knowing these things about them previously, you can't hold these things over them forever. You know, a year down the line, you're like, oh, I remember when we was friends and you said that, you know, you did this before or something like that. You did that.
So now like that's almost a whole nother person. You dealing with them as a friend, and you dealing with them as a lover, significant other, whatever.
Yes.
Y'all still gonna be friends while you're in a relationship, but that's almost a whole different person.
Whole different person.
So this one was actually very, very good. I do wish that we had got a special guest in here so y'all could get another take. But all in all, it was still very, very insightful. So this was episode 4. We will be back with episode 5 soon. We're gonna try to we gotta get our schedules together because obviously we're college students and we have, you know, our schedule is very hectic. But we're gonna start trying to get more content out more frequently. We just have to, you know, like I said, get everything situated. But I hope that everyone watching really enjoyed this and really paid attention to what we had to say and the topics that we discussed. And I hope y'all actually comment and y'all can start a discussion in the comment section or amongst yourselves. It's just all about pushing the issue and changing the conversation so that we can better ourselves as a black community. But until next time, we are out.